We're ready.
Okay, you're ready. Okay, welcome everyone to a live, kind of live interview with Danny from Coolwater Production.
Hi guys.
And hello, Derek, and also hello, Derek.
Hi.
Hi. And next to Derek is, of course, Robin Shelby, the girl of the hour that we we all came to interview, and let's talk about let's talk about Robin, of course, and also talk about the event that's being hosted.
Yeah, they should start with you because everybody knows who you are.
Okay.
So why don't we let Robin, for those who are watching who don't quite know her, let Robin give everybody out there a little spiel about who she is and what she does.
Let's go. Let's do that.
Hey everyone, I am an actress. I played Slimer in Ghostbusters 2, and I was the voice of Lady Slimer in Ghostbusters Answer the Call.
Yay! but of course, everybody knows that. Everyone who's listening knows that, of course. It's just like that.
But she's acting as well.
Yes.
I mean, she's an actress and does other stuff, but that's what she's.
Check me out on IMDb.
There you go.
But I've done other films, Willow, Little Rascals. Check it out. Check it out on IMDb.
Robin, did you also have a part in Beverly Hills Cop 3?
Yes, I was actually a dancing fox that bumps into Eddie Murphy in the park. Yeah.
Axel the fox.
Yeah, Axel Fox at the end. That was me as well.
Axel. Yeah. That's it. Okay. Yes. This is where my geekness ends, by the way. It's like getting creepy. Like, oh, I know you did this, and I know you did that.
Yeah, embrace your geekness. I do. It's all good.
Okay.
So, Robin, are you excited to come to Holland?
I've never been. I'm super excited. Yeah, a little nervous, but I'm sure once I get there,
Don't be. We all speak pretty good English, and everybody, would love to see you. Because let me explain a little bit about the history between me and Andre. At one of the first events in Holland, we started talking, and we said, "Hey, why don't we get?" He told me, "Why don't we get any Ghostbusters guests or celebrities over?" And at that moment, I was there for Derek with other clients from Coolwaters, and we started talking. And during the years, every time we brought up your name.
Aww.
So last year, I had a talk with Derek, and I said, "Hey, I want to do some shows in Holland. What's your thought about it?" They said, "Yeah, it's okay, but now we have to do it in a different way. You cannot be part of Coolwaters anymore." So I started up my own company, Entertainment Expo, and celebrity signing events.
Great.
And this year, I was contacted by my other partner that is involved with all the social stuff. He does interviews and everything. So he's the media guy and the guy that does all the websites and everything. He's a little bit slacky on the website because there are some problems. But yeah, that's it. But he's a good guy, and I'm glad he's my partner. So the first thing that we are talking about, Ghostbusters. 35 years of anniversary. So I talked to Andre. I said, finally, maybe this is the year we can do something. And with the love of Derek and the good connection that we have, I said, Derek, I need some guys from Ghostbusters. He said, yeah, of course, but we have to do this, this, and this, and this. I said, no problem. We're doing our best, and we make sure that there is a big event in Europe. And at this moment, the already brought out Tim Lawrence, and we brought out Mr. Bill Bryan, of course. We already have 2 others booked, and they're still on the list for surprises. This week I was busy getting another part in the convention. Because I'm more into the celebrity bookings and everything that's around that. Andre is, of course, he's a good guy with all the cosplay and everything, and Peter is media. So I wanted to add somebody else, and we added the person that is hosting Geek Fest, and he's in control of all the comics and comic artists. So it's going to be a diverse convention because I had a question from a lot of people like, what kind of convention is it going to be? Is it only going to be Ghostbusters? Ghostbusters is going to be the main thing, and besides that, I want to create other corners where people can have their pleasure during the weekend.
So Danny, why don't you tell everybody that's listening, because no one knows who you are.
There you go.
No, but that's not the point.
Nobody knows who you are.
It's about the other guests. Okay. You know it best because I've been with you more than 10 years now.
Yes, but I'm not the one that's asking. I'm asking for everyone watching. Tell us who you are and what you're doing.
I'm Danny, and I've been to many events here in Holland, but also outside of Holland, and I've seen things, plus things, minus things, and I'm trying to make. We call it a new sound in Dutch. We call it a nieuw geluid. So we don't want to be the same thing like every other convention does.
Right.
We want to make it an experience.
What I'm trying to get at, and he's not paying attention. Danny, you're the promoter of the event, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what you want to let people know, so that when they come to the show and they see you walking around, they can walk up to you and shake your hand and say, thank you for creating this amazing event, having amazing guests like Robin come out, because you're the one that's making it happen. You're just as important, or if not the most important person that's making this happen, because it's your event. So I want to thank you for that and let fans know. Now, I want to point out, Robin, of course, is one of your guests, and then you said Tim Lawrence. For people who don't know who Tim is, Tim worked on Ghostbusters, and he helped with the Terror Dogs, and he was also in part 2. He was one of the Scolari brothers, and
he directed me on the set, actually.
And he directed you.
And he was on-set director for Slimer. So
well, there you go. Nice connection.
Yeah.
And then he also mentioned Billy Bryan, who was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And Billy's got a huge resume as well. He helped bring Chucky to life in the Chucky movies.
Army of Darkness.
Yeah, I mean, just a ton of other stuff. And then we can't say who the other guests are yet, but there are a couple more as well. So,
awesome.
I have a quick question.
All thankful because of Coolwaters that they believe in that we can bring this event and make it happening for the fans, because that's my goal.
How did the two of you hook up? How do you know each other?
Me and Danny?
Yeah. How did you get to know each other?
Well,
you want to do it or you want me to do it?
You can do it. You're the promoter. Go ahead.
Okay.
Keep it short and sweet, because people don't care about us.
We had a convention here in Holland that was called Screen Heroes. Okay. A lot of people have bad, what you call it, bad experience at that moment. And he was there with Mr. Billy D. Williams, and I did some things out of the box, and he appreciated that, and we kept in contact. And then he asked me.
He was working the show, and some things were going not perfectly.
Okay.
But I saw that Danny was competent, so I basically hired him on the spot to help fix the things.
Okay.
And then anytime we went overseas, Danny would come and help us with guests. And every guest that we have, I'll just name one that adores him, Julian Glover from Star Wars. He played General Veers. He absolutely adores Danny, and whenever Julian would do a show overseas that we were involved with, I would make sure that Danny was his assistant. So Danny's a very hard worker, and when he came to me and pitched this event in Holland where it's going to be a Ghostbusters theme, I was totally on board because I respect him and I think he's going to do a good job with it. So, and I think he's done everything so far that we've asked for.
Okay.
So, that's good.
I'm a little bit not the technical guy, as you noticed on how we started, but everybody has his positive things and negative things.
Yeah.
So why don't we do this? Let's focus the conversation now on Robin, because you're the reason we're all here.
He wants to put me in the hot seat.
That's basically right. So first of all, here I'll do the interviewing, since you guys seem a little nervous and afraid. So
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You guys, well, not Andre, you're doing well, but Danny, I think, is a little verklempt. Is that the right word? Verklempt?
You shouldn't be.
But you shouldn't be, Danny. But here, I'll get the ball rolling, and then you guys can jump in with questions. So Robin, here's what I want to know.
Okay.
let's do it like it's a little panel at the convention.
I love it.
I want to know how you got started in Ghostbusters in general,
Okay.
how you won the job.
Okay.
And then why don't you share a little bit about getting involved with the new Ghostbusters, which is the one with all the ladies.
Answer the call.
Answer the call.
I worked on a film called Willow, and I was a troll for a couple of days at ILM. They hired me. I worked there for a couple of days, and they needed somebody to play Slimer a year later. And they said, Robin might be the right energy, the right size. Let's audition her. Let's call her in. And that's how I got the job, because they had known me from the past.
Excellent.
And when I auditioned, I didn't even know what I was auditioning for. It was kind of like, we're going to call her in and work her through a few scenarios. And I didn't know until actually I got hired what it was for.
Wow.
So it was kind of on the down low.
So like once they hired you, they told you what you were going to do, or did you get to sit and they gave you this big thing to put on and went, this is Slimer and that's you now?
When I got hired, that's when they said, okay, this is what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
This is how long you're going to be working. And of course, I was a big fan myself. So it's kind of like I was fangirling out, going, oh my God, I'm going to do what? So I was just like a fan that kind of got to live a dream, really. So it was fun. And
I know the feeling of it. I know the feeling. As a fan, I've seen so many things because of Derek and Coolwaters that you can imagine what. And I think the same with Andre. With all those things we were able to see as fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
All right, now the second movie, or the it's reboot,
official,
you call it. Yeah.
With the answer call, I was at home. It was later in the evening, and I get a message on Twitter, and my husband's watching TV, and he hears me scream through the computer because Paul Feig, who I've never met, wrote me saying, I kind of would like to see if you're interested. It's small, but do you want to do it? And I'm like, what am I going to say? No. But I started screaming. I was like, honey, look at this. And I knew it was really him because it was a verified account. And he goes, well, stop talking to me and tell him yes. Tell him yes. So that's how I got it. He reached out to me. I don't know how.
And for those people who don't know, Paul Feig is the
director of Ghostbusters Answer the Call. One of the funniest, most well-dressed, and a very sweet man. He's
like Mr. Derek Mack.
He's a great guy. How he reached out? What's up?
Like Derek Mack, he's always dressed to the point and everything.
Yeah.
He's always well dressed, but he is dressed like for church, Sunday church, like 3-piece suits.
Oh wow!
Like he's always
even on set. He comes
every day. Every day.
Whoa. That's amazing.
Every day. Wow. So he's dressed to the nines, but he's immaculate, just perfectly dressed. But really nice guy. I'll never know how he heard about me or why he reached out, but I was really grateful that he did, though.
That's awesome. Cool.
That was actually quite funny because with the answer to the call, I remember because I was following that, and there was this big debate: is Robin in Answer the Call, yes or no? And it was actually like a few weeks before the movie actually premiered that you actually were able to disclose it. Like, okay, I'm in the movie. I'm in the movie.
I couldn't. Paul Feig said you can tell them you're in it. That I've asked you to join, but you cannot say what you're doing. He wanted to keep Lady Slimer a secret. And a few days after that, they actually released a trailer with Lady Slimer. Yeah. Unbeknownst to Paul Feig, he was
furious.
He was freaking out.
Didn't know.
And they kind of released a secret that he didn't even want out there. And the first time that I could disclose what I was doing was at the premiere. I was able to say what I did to any reporter that asked. I was actually able to tell them.
I actually recall seeing the trailer with Lady Slimer in there and going, oh, that has to be her. No doubt, that has to be her. She can't play anything. That has to be her. And I was just really glad that you were out. That's one of the things I really appreciate about the reboot, that it actually took Paul Feig took the time to include everyone that was willing to be on board from the older movies, all the actors that were in the previous movies.
Yeah.
Had a chance to be in there, and I thought that was really wonderful. That was I love the movie. Just get that out of the way, but that made me love the movie even more, just because they were in there.
It was kind of a love letter from Paul Feig, and an ode to the previous movies. Totally. Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did a great job.
You did a really great job. Were you actually? I was wondering. Were you actually at the premiere of the original, or at Ghostbusters 2? Were you at the premiere?
No,
It's
I
like-
actually saw it with the ILM people. They screened it for in Northern California, but I was not at the premiere for Ghostbusters 2. So going to the premiere for Answer the Call was a treat, and it was so.
Wow, yeah.
Oh my God! It was to the green carpet, not the red carpet, and but it was a row of cameras and reporters. I'd never done that before in my life, and I didn't trip, which is good. I didn't puke, so that's all good. I made it through and had fun, and it was surreal. It really is. My husband was with me taking pictures and video, and
I saw the entire thing. I stayed up because it was in the middle of the night. I think it was 3 in the morning when it aired.
Oh, right.
And me and my buddy, we were in bed. He was he's in The Hague. I live in the other side of the country, and we were both up on the phone watching it.
Oh, gosh.
And I was actually being quiet because my girlfriend was asleep next to me. I was trying not to make too many noises about woo and oh and being excited about it, but it was in the middle of the night, and he then called me. He said, "Aren't we a bunch of weirdos? It's the middle of the night. We need to be at work in 4 hours, and we're in bed watching the Ghostbusters premiere." And so, well, this is a once in a lifetime thing. This is wonderful. We waited 28 years for this. I want to experience. I want to suck it all in. It's just so. That's why I'm really.
What Sony did is had bleachers, and they opened it up to all the Ghostbusters fans. So they had about 300 people in gear, in their Ghostbusters gear, and able to join the fun. That was Sony just wanted to include them.
Yeah, and see, that's something that the studios over the years have finally caught on to. Like back in the day with the original Ghostbusters, supporting cast would never be invited to a premiere because they don't have the caliber that they need for the press to be excited. But that's also back when social media was very different. The internet was very different.
Yeah.
Now the studios are starting to catch on that everyone involved with the movie, people like you who have a fan following, they're going to get just as much publicity from you as they are from, Melissa McCarthy.
Right.
So opening it up to the bleachers, one of the first studios to catch on to that was Lucasfilm with Star Wars. They were doing those when the special editions came out. They were putting the bleachers so the fans could actually be there and not just the reporters, because the reporters, all they care about is that one glam shot and they're done. But the fans are who's paying for the movie. So.
And the fans will remember that. The Ghostbusters fans are there that they'll be with them for the rest of their life. They'll remember that experience forever. So
exactly.
To do that.
Let me tell you, Robin, I'm in contact with so many Ghostbuster divisions in Europe. Andre can vouch for that. Germany, Spain, Italy,
France,
Luxembourg, Belgium, Franken in Germany, and they all approve what we're doing, but they also want to come. So for most people that don't know it, but if you ever been to Epcot in Florida, then you have that's my idea of creating a Ghostbusters world in that location, and everybody has their own stand with their own promotion for their own that's one of the goals that I try to do on the event.
That's
going to be awesome.
So
it's going to be awesome.
It's important to let people know that Robin and Billy and Tim and the other guests that haven't been announced yet, they're all coming specifically to meet the people that are watching this video, and hopefully 1,000 other people. And you guys are going to be signing autographs for a nominal fee, but everybody knows that. They'll be doing selfies. They'll be doing panels. So it's all about the celebrities connecting with the fan. And Robin, you've never been to Holland before, right?
No, this is the first time I'm out that direction.
So what are you
curious?
Tell Danny, because then Danny can make it happen.
See, I don't even know what to expect. What would you suggest is like the biggest thing I should see while I'm there? Do you have like a touristy thing that people love to go and do?
Most people want to go to Amsterdam, but I think it's a little bit, because we're located in Eindhoven, and if we have to take a trip to Amsterdam, it's around an hour, maybe a little bit more. And Derek can vouch for that. He's been to the museums in Amsterdam.
And I can say it's well worth the hour trip. If you're going to sit on an airplane for 13 hours get there,
yes,
1 more hour on a train to go to Amsterdam. So Danny, you're taking Robin and probably the other guests to Amsterdam. Just put that on your calendar now.
I already have something scheduled for Friday.
Good.
I have to take care of for the venue and everything, and then make everything fine for the weekend. But don't worry about it. I'll make sure that you guys go to Amsterdam, and you have maybe Andre, if he has time, he can show you guys. We have a lot of people that are willing to help out in this event, and it's all about fans being fans and having fun. So if you guys, and I know it because you guys made a little video for us for introduction, and one of the things that Tim was talking about was Van Gogh. He wanted to see Van Gogh and all the other stuff, the Night Watch, and that's not a problem, because if you guys want to go there, we'll bring you there. Red Light District if you want, but I don't know if that's.
I wouldn't go there.
What everybody wants to do, I'm fine. We'll hang together and have a good time.
But just make sure that when you arrive, that we can bring you guys later on to Amsterdam and do some sightseeing.
That sounds great. I would love that.
I just heard Danny say, for the fan experience. I think that's a term nowadays that gets thrown around very often. Like, okay, this is an event for the fans, but this is an event for the fans and by the fans. And that's just something that will set it apart. That instead of just people, go and see it, it's going to be people who really want to go there, who want to meet Robin, who want to meet Billy, want to experience Ghostbusters, have a fun Ghostbuster-filled weekend. And that's actually what people who contact me just goes like, okay, Andre, what can I expect? Well, they're still working on it, but expect to be in a Ghostbusters world for a weekend. Stars are there, panels, we got like props. We're working on all sorts of cool things to make you like not only the visitors but also the guests go back into that Ghostbusters experience for a full weekend.
I think you guys should get one thing for sure, and that's real ghosts to show up.
We're working on that, but their fee is immense. They got I can't afford the fees. I'm sorry, but we'll get the next best thing. We're really. I just before this conversation started, I was on the phone with my friend, and we were actually okay. We need to do this. We need to do that. Make sure we get that. Make sure we get that working before June, and it's all oohs and ahs, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm really looking forward to it. And it's really exciting because if I'm not mistaken, Robin, it's not just your first time in the Netherlands. I think it's your first convention European mainland, if I'm not mistaken.
To London. I've been to the UK.
European mainland. So that's
That's it. All over the US, thank goodness. But it's kind of exciting to go to a place in the world that I've never seen. So it'll be great.
Right.
Is there
awesome?
Is there a food that I should try while I'm there?
Yeah, we got plenty of sorts of food that you guys. Derek stroop waffles, the sticky waffles.
Those are great.
Okay.
We have all kinds of. I don't know. Are you vegetarian or do you eat meat?
No, I generally eat chicken and fish, but occasionally I eat red meat too. So I'm good with anything really.
And we have, of course, that's famous with us, the mini pancakes. They're called poffertjes.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah, we have those. I never eat them, but we have
salt licorice. We have so many stuff that I think you will be packed when you go back to the US.
You have to wear your loose pants.
just
change the weight as it's flying. Yeah.
Wear something loose fitting, you'll be fine.
I'll wear my sweatpants for the ride home.
But
it's
you go first.
Let's go ahead.
Do you have any other questions that you want to ask me at all?
Yeah, Andre has a list.
I got a list, but the thing is, if I'm skimming through my list, that's why I'm always going like this.
It's okay.
But actually, most of these things Robin already told us while talking about her career and things.
I talk a lot. I know.
I'm a blabbermouth. You know, I'm motormouth. I just keep going and keep going and keep. So we'll do fine in the weekend. We'll be talking nonstop. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, this is one. What's one from the members of the Ghostbusters Dutch division? That's my team, my group
Awesome.
who's going to be there.
Okay.
Let's see. Mark wanted to know, what was it? How has being Slimer in Ghostbusters affected your life? Because if I follow you on social media, of course, and you see a lot of love still going your way, even like years after. I mean, Ghostbusters is now 30 years old, and still people try to connect to you, send you patches. So how has that changed your life?
I think what you just said is the biggest change. Like people that are so supportive and reach out, people that I've never met are sending me gifts and want to meet me, and I never would have had that without Ghostbusters. So I'm grateful to the doors it's opened with travel, meeting new people. And like I said, the fans have just been incredible. Everybody says, wow, you've given so much to them. Well, the case they've given twice as much back to me. So I'm super grateful for all the fans. Definitely.
So much so that she had to buy a house in Beverly Hills to fit all the gifts in it.
Oh, that's heartwarming. That's heartwarming, really. Well, on a personal note, I do recall, that's something I never really got to thank you for, because I recall 5 years ago when Ghostbusters was, at the anniversary of 30th, 25th anniversary, I reached out to you and I said, I want to thank a few of my members for putting in so much work for the group, for the team, for the screenings and everything. And you just said, you know what, I got the perfect gift. And you sent like 2 personalized autographs. And that was so amazing. I have to admit, and I didn't even ask for mine, because I just get them for those two people because they deserve it. And you included one for me. And that was so heartwarming. I was genuinely like, oh, this is so. I think I think I went something like, oh, I'm not going to cry, but but it was so amazing. It was so heartwarming, and that's when I told people, like, okay, check it out, Robin's coming. It's like, oh, that's amazing. She's so sweet, and on the internet and on social media, she always gets back to fans, and she always has time to talk. And I said, yeah, well, she's actually coming. So you don't have to like Twitter her or Instagram or Facebook her. You can actually walk up to her and say hello. So if that's not the best reason to go, and then I don't know what is. So there you have it.
I'm so looking forward to it, and it was my pleasure to send that to you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It was so awesome. Yeah, it has I has a special place in my Ghostbuster room. I got like this huge room with all sorts of Ghostbuster memorabilia, and I got the autographs from Bill, from Dan, from Ernie, and the first one is yours, actually, and then Bill. I got to be honest.
You're gonna make me cry. Stop it.
Or you have to be careful when you're in Eindhoven. He's gonna be with you 24/7, I think.
Oh no, I'm not that kind of guy. But it's going to be really awesome, and I'm really glad.
I'm kidding.
I know. But I'm just really happy that this is happening. We're doing this. It's not no longer just a plan, something that we thought of. Something that
we talked years about doing this.
Yeah, as Derek asked before, or I don't know if Derek asked. I think Derek asked. But we just ran into each other and we talked about it. And it's like, oh, wouldn't it be so cool if this and this happened? And I was like, okay, it sounds amazing, but I do not have the money to make something like that happen. I just don't. And you keep on dreaming, and then now actually this is starting to happen. And the first time, I've got to be totally honest with Danny, the first time he told me about it, it's like, yeah, sure, Danny, okay. Sure, okay, yeah, that's good plan, but yeah, good plan. And then he's like, no, it's not a plan anymore. It's actually happening. And then I had to sit down, like, oh, this is actually happening. It's not a plan anymore. This is going to be. And I'm just once again really grateful to be
I think what you need to do, Robin, when you're there is have your phone ready on video.
Okay.
And when Andre comes up to you for the first time, you got to record his reaction.
Okay.
Play it later.
Okay.
I'm jealous I'm not going. I really wanted to go, but I'm not. Oh, well, it's fine. You guys are going to have fun
You've
with me.
been already, Derek.
I know, but I didn't go with Robin. And Robin and I have a lot of fun on the airplane.
We do, actually.
You guys do.
We do.
Do you remember the time? Wait, this is funny. We went to a convention when Ernie Hudson was with us, and he was sitting 2 rows over and 2 rows back on the other side of the plane. And Robin and I we were playing cards, and we were laughing or something. So it's dead silence, and all of a sudden we hear this ripping sound. And we're looking at each other, what the hell is that? And we're looking around the plane, don't see nothing. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Then we hear it again. And that time I looked back, and it's Ernie Hudson. He's got one of the airplane catalogs, and he's ripping pages out of it. And then it's real quiet again, and he starts ripping it again. And Robin and I start cracking up, and I look back, I'm like, Ernie, what are you doing? Really loud on the plane. And he goes, I'm Christmas shopping. And I'm like, you can take the damn magazine with you. You don't need to rip pages out of it.
Okay. I'm getting a small notification in the top corner that I am about 75% of my memory for the recording has been used. So
that means shut the hell up.
No.
I can't
my phone actually knows when it's it.
I'm really looking forward to being out there with you guys. I'm excited.
First of all,
Really,
thank you that you're doing this podcast.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you for doing
Thank
this.
you guys that you're doing this podcast for Entertainment Expo and the exposure of it, and also for the fans that they can see how you are when you're interacting with the fans, because people now have seen how you are on video. So I can imagine the diehard fans will be like, I want to meet her in person. And
they already are.
They're already
on board, Danny. They're already on board. They went like.
Danny, for people who are stumbling across this video, tell them the name of your event and the date of your event, and either a website or a Facebook page that they can follow to learn more as you have more guests.
Okay, the name of of our company is called Entertainment Expo, and this project is called Ghostbusters European Reunion. So it's a reunion of all the old let's say ghosts, because you all were ghosts in some way together.
That's fair.
I think for the first time ever in Europe. I think that's how you sum it the best up, I think.
Right. And when is the date?
The 22nd and the 23rd of June. And it's going to be in Eindhoven. Eindhoven is, if you look it up on Google, they have an airport nearby. So everybody that's coming in from Europe, they can book a flight, and they're directly in the city of Eindhoven. So it's taking a cab and you're in the center. And that's where the location is going to be. The location that we're looking at, and there are still 3 that we have to choose about, but one of those locations is near the center of Eindhoven. So everything is in the area.
Okay, and then do you have a website yet or a Facebook page that people can?
We have a website. Let me see how to.
I could also post it in the link below. I could just
put
all the information there, because all the stuff that's we have so many links, and the website is still under construction, like I said, but people don't have to worry about it. The tickets are already on for sale. We have a special price for the first 1,000 visitors that want to be that are the early birds. The early birds are going to be 25 euros, but there is a 15 euro voucher that people can use to get an autograph or a photo shoot with one of the guests. So they only pay 10 euros, and for the under 15, they get a nice remembrance of meeting you guys. And there is a bigger pass that's called the Ultimate Ghostbusters Experience, that has the first 5 guests, including Robin and the other 4. And these people will get priority seating at the panel that you guys are going to have. We're going to call it the Ghost Stories panel, because yeah, you're a ghost. So yeah, kind of sits.
Yeah.
These guys are going to get even earlier entrance than the early birds. They're going to get a goodie bag, and they're going to have a lot of fun. So yeah, I hope a lot of people will come and are interested to come, because the more tickets we sell before the event, the more guests I'm able to book.
That's true.
Excellent.
So yeah, it all depends on the fans, if they're willing to come and yeah, enjoy a weekend with you guys, of course, except Derek.
You had to rub that in. He had to rub that in, didn't he?
Thank you so much for rubbing that in.
I love you, but
End the podcast, I think.
Poor Derek. All right.
So
Well,
why don't we have Robin say a final farewell, and that'll be a good way to end it. Now you're
Yeah.
under pressure.
Okay.
Take a breath, think about it for a minute, and go.
To all the fans, hope to see you there. Lots of love. Stay safe until I see you out there. And bring me Starbucks coffee when I show up. Can't wait to see you guys there. Please show up and see us all.
thank you very much. I appreciate it doing this for us, Robin. Derek, thank you very much for yeah, bringing and allowing me to have all those beautiful guests, because I'm excited and also nervous, because yeah, this is a big thing for me also.
Yeah, and same here. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. So thank you very much, both of y'all, for taking the time out of your busy schedules to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Enjoy your pizza.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.